Hi, this is John Rosenhead, a Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology class, the Parshas Devarim, is going to discuss ethical wills. Now, we are more familiar, we can say, with the idea in grieving and bereavement and the process following the death of a loved one, that there's the idea of a will, which is a will which focuses on monetary possessions, financial ownership, in terms of ensuring that the future generations receive ownership over what the person had in their life. And this is a technical and monetary aspect of wills. But there's also an ethical will, which is actually rooted in Jewish tradition, the idea of a tzava, of a person being able to pass on through, in a written or in a verbal way, passing on to future generations the moral ideas, the lessons, the stories, the values that a person held in their life, and they pass it on to the future generations. That they're able, in a way, to pass on what was important to them, what they stood for. And this will then it can be given down to future generations to hold on to and to, in a way, perpetuate through future generations. That the person who died still lives on in a way, their legacy lives on. And this is the value of ethical wills. And if we look at this week's Parsha, Moshe Rabbeinu and the Sefer of Devarim can be seen as, in a sense, the source, an example of ethical wills. That Moshe Rabbeinu goes over the halachas and the rulings and the events in the Jewish people's history, but it's only specific things that are necessary and important, as Moshe Rabbeinu, in his final moments of his life, wants to pass on these valuable messages to the Bnei Yisrael as they are about to enter into Eretz Yisrael. And this is Moshe Rabbeinu's legacy. When we read Sefer Devarim, we are connecting with who Moshe Rabbeinu was and what he stood for as the leader of Bnei Yisrael, that he brought the Bnei Yisrael out of Mitzrayim in order to bring them to this point, to prepare them, to get them to the point where they become a nation in a land. And these are the halachas, these are the rulings and the messages that we go over in Sefer Devarim. And Sefer Devarim, in this sense, we can say, is an ethical will. It's Moshe Rabbeinu's last opportunity to pass on what his legacy is as a leader to the Jewish people, and that we continue to connect with this. And this is the greatest gift. Obviously, the Bnei Yisrael received Eretz Yisrael, went into Eretz Yisrael as a result of Moshe Rabbeinu, but through Yehoshua. But Moshe Rabbeinu didn't have this zechus and this ability to, in a sense, continue his role and give over a physical land and ownership and a possession to the Bnei Yisrael. That wasn't his role. What his role is through this ethical will, through this moment of Sefer Devarim, he was able to pass on who he was as a person, the essence of him in terms of being a leader of the Bnei Yisrael, and to stress to the Bnei Yisrael these ideas and values and goals and messages and stories, in a sense, that were part of Moshe Rabbeinu's life, but then and now become his legacy, and this is passed on, and this is what we are connecting with in Sefer Devarim. So hopefully this is an important message as well for people who have lost loved ones, and now more than ever, we have gone through as a nation an immense time of sorrow and of loss, and we are connecting not necessarily with the people in terms of their possessions and their ownership, but all of us can connect with people from the point of view of an ethical will, that we are able to gain knowledge and understanding and values and a connection with people that have lost, whether it's the people that were taken kidnapped, whether it's the stories of soldiers that fought bravely. They have a legacy. They have a legacy that they pass on to their individual families, but they also have a legacy that an ethical will, a legacy that they pass on to Bnei Yisrael as a whole, to the people of Israel. And we can connect with this more than ever at this time, at this difficult time that we are going through. Let's try to think, what is the legacy of Moshe Rabbeinu for us as Am Yisrael? What is the legacy for the Jewish people at this difficult time as well, through all the heroes that have died? And hopefully soon there should be a Yeshua for the whole of Am Yisrael. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.